Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I'm LJ if you're new here. So today's video is going to be on this look. This is my go-to soft glam cut crease makeup look. So if I'm doing a cut crease and I'm doing a soft glam, this is what I like to create. Right now I'm currently loving like matte eyeshadow shades. I know I've created a lot of matte eyeshadow shades on my channel, but that is like my go-to, and I feel like it's also really easy to create. So I like to create looks that I feel like you can wear like every day and not look like too much, especially if you're really intimidated with eyeshadow. So I'm gonna create this look right here. So if you're interested, let's get into it. Before we get started with today's video, I do want to give a big thank you and shout out to Ana Luisa for sponsoring your girl again. So they're running an end of year sale, which is the biggest sale of the year, and they're having 10 to 60% off their jewelry pieces. I absolutely recommend checking them out if you love jewelry or getting them as a gift for your loved ones. So they sent me 3 different pieces that I want to share with you guys. The first piece is this necklace that I got on right here. This is the Ina necklace. I love this necklace. It has to be like my favorite necklace. So with this necklace, I feel like it's really subtle, but it's perfect for everyday wear. I've been wearing this like so often. I feel like it's perfect with or without makeup. Also dipped in 14K gold. I feel like this I can wear with a soft glam, I can wear with a full glam, or I can wear it with no glam. So I really love this piece. This is my favorite. The second one is this necklace right here. So this is a zodiac necklace. Specifically, I got the one for a Sagittarius because I'm a Sagittarius, okay, period. They got different zodiac signs on there, so you can select like whatever your zodiac sign is, or if you're getting it for a gift for somebody, you can get their zodiac sign, which is amazing. So this necklace features the Sagittarius zodiac symbol. It's also really cute. It's also really dainty. I feel like you can dress it up or you can dress it down with or without makeup. I specifically like this piece with makeup because it adds that glam onto my look, and it's also a really elegant piece. Last but not least, we have these earrings. These earrings are the Hana Lee earrings. So they're double earrings, and if you have a double piercing, you can wear the earrings. I love them because they're very sharp. So I feel like the earrings can be worn on the same earlobe for a bold ear stack, or they can be worn on different earlobes for a dainty, like mismatched type of look. The earrings are very lightweight and comfortable to wear. Those are all the pieces. I absolutely love them. You guys know I love me some Ana Luisa jewelry. They're sustainable and hypoallergenic. If you're interested, in the description box a link where you can check out some of these pieces and other pieces that they have. They are amazing. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
KLJ, welcome to a channel where it's poppin'. Welcome to a YouTube.
Alright, so first I'm gonna start off with my eyes. Sometimes I do skin first, but today I'm feeling eyes first. So I'm gonna start off with my eyebrows, and I'm just starting off by brushing my eyebrows upwards first. And then of course I'm gonna use the Anastasia brow pen. So this is the one that I usually use to fill in my eyebrows just because it's a little bit easier. And then after I fill them up, I like to just go in with the spoolie and brush them all in one direction so they look nice and natural. Alright, so next I'm going to clean up my eyebrows, and I'm going to use the NARS Soft Matte Concealer in the shade Amande. I like to start from the middle part and bring it downwards. Then whatever's left on the brush, I like to clean up the part of the eyebrows that's closer to my nose, and this just gives the concealer a more natural and realistic look. So today's eyeshadow palette is going to be the Supreme Nudes eyeshadow palette by Artist Couture. This is my favorite palette for soft glam makeup looks because they have very nude and neutral shades. So because today's makeup look is a soft glam makeup look, for me soft glam means neutral, natural colors, very earthy tones. So this is the palette I'm going to be using. First shade I'm going to pick up is this one right here. This shade is called Transcend. Using the Morphe M506 brush, I'm going to place that right on the outer portion of my eyes, and I'm just building up that shade. So I like packing the eyeshadow on first, especially if I'm building the coverage. So I just pack it on and then I start blending. So because this is a cut crease makeup look, I like to start on the outer portion of my eye because on the inner portion, that's where the crease is going to be cut, and I'm going to place the eyelid shade. Alright, so going in with the Morphe M507 brush, I'm going to pick up this shade right here called Aesthetic. And because this brush is small and precise, I like to use that to focus this shade right on the crease area. This is gonna add a little bit of depth into the eyeshadow, and so it creates a nice transition from a lighter color to a darker color. And if you feel like the eyeshadow is not showing up enough on your skin, you can go in with the shade called Mink. This is like a dark chocolate color that you can also place on your crease area if you feel like your eyeshadow needs more depth, or if that shade aesthetic isn't really showing up on your skin, you can go in with a darker brown color. And then next I'm gonna go in with that first shade, and I'm just gonna use that to blend out the edges of that brown shade that I put, so those two shades transition really nicely. You don't see those harsh lines. Alright, so once I apply that shade on, I like to go in with the bronzer that I'm going to apply on my skin. So I'm going to use this Ace Beauté bronzer, and using a clean M506 brush, I'm going to take this shade and drag it towards the inner portion, close to where my nose contour is going to start, because I'm going to use this bronzer shade to contour my nose. I want it to really nicely transition with the eyeshadow. So I like doing this because it gives you a better type of look for your eyeshadow. And it just gets your nose contour to look a little bit more realistic, and everything looks nice and transitioned. So I like to focus this shade right where my bone structure is, which is like right here, and bring it in above my crease area to transition with that first shade I applied. After I do that, I'm gonna go back in with this shade from the Artist Couture palette, and using that same brush, I'm gonna focus this on the inner portion, which is right here, to deepen it a little bit more. You wanna make sure that the eyeshadow is nice and rich before you cut the crease. Alright, to cut the crease today, I'm going to be using Paint Pot by MAC. This one is in the shade Soft Ochre. And I'm going to use the Morphe M124 flat brush. So I like starting from right on the inner corner. And with the cut crease, I usually go above my crease, so around this area. I like doing this for hooded eyes, or you can do it with just like regular eyelids. The reason why I like doing this is because when I look up, my cut crease just usually sinks into my eyes. So if I place it above the crease, when I look up, you still be able to see that cut crease. Alright, once I do that, I'm going to go back in with the Artist Couture palette and use that shade Transcend. I'm going to place this shade right where the cut crease meets the eyelid shade. And I'm going to use this shade to kind of fade off that line of demarcation right down the middle. It's important for you to get rid of that when you're applying your eyeshadow so it looks nice and seamless. One thing I really like about the Paint Pot by MAC is that you don't really need to set it with powders. So when you're blending that eyeshadow shade on there, it's easier and you don't need to put a powder on top of it in order for it to blend. Alright, so next shade I'm going to go in with is this shade right here called Nudist. I'm going to place this shade right over here, right next to that other eyeshadow shade I placed to cover up the demarcation. And this is going to help soften up the primer I just applied. And you can do this if you feel like the color is a little bit too light for your skin and you want to go with something softer. You can put a different shade on top of that primer. And then next I'm going to pick up this shade right here called Exposed. And I'm going to place this shade right on the inner portion. This is going to add that spark. And you want to place a very, very small amount because if you place too much, it takes away from the other shades that you just applied. Alright, next I'm going to go in with this eye pencil by Makeup by Mario. This is the Master Pigment Pro Pencil in the shade super black. So I'm placing this shade right on my lash line, and then I'm just gonna smudge it with the back of the eye pencil. It comes with this brush that you can use to smudge out the eyeliner. Alright, so once I applied the eyeliner, I'm gonna go in with this brown shade right here called Mink. And I'm gonna use this shade to smudge out this black eyeshadow shade. And this is just going to give it that smoky type of look. You wanna use a dark brown eyeshadow shade for this shade that's closer to that black shade. And I like to use this shade to just drag the eyeliner all the way out. And then I also like to take a little bit of that and go towards the inner portion. But as I'm going towards the inner portion, I'm making it very, very small. Alright, once I applied that, I like to take that black eyeliner and I like to line my lash line. So I usually go underneath. And the reason why I like to do this is to make sure that when I'm placing my eyelashes, you don't really see that line of separation between my real lashes and the false lashes. So for mascara, I'm gonna use the Urban Decay Perversion Bigger, Blacker, Badder Lashes. Alright, so now I'm gonna move on to the face, and I'm starting off with this primer. I'm gonna use the Mercier Pure Canvas Hydrating Primer. So my skin has been really dry lately, so I wanna make sure that I'm hydrating it. And then for foundation, I'm gonna go in with the Fenty Beauty Soft Matte Foundation. And so I'm gonna start off with one pump. And then I'm blending this out with my e.l.f. sponge. I really like this sponge because it's really big, so it blends out foundation pretty fast. Next for concealer, I'm going to use the NARS Soft Matte Concealer in the shade Hazelnut. I'm going to start off by placing this concealer right underneath my eyes. I like to do this to cancel out discoloration from my under eyes, especially if my under eyes are looking a little bit dark. So this concealer is a corrector concealer shade. It's kind of like a little bit orange, closer to my skin tone. I'm just gonna place that right underneath my eyes. And then I'm gonna place this on some areas on my face where I feel like I need to cover up more discoloration, such as like my chin area right here, around this area of my mouth. Alright, now for highlighting, I'm going to use the NYX Born to Glow Concealer. This one is in the shade Warm Honey. And so I'm placing this concealer on the inner portion and a little bit on the outer portion. On my chin area and my forehead area as well. And then I'm going to use my beauty blender to blend it out. And I'm going to take a little bit of that concealer for reverse contour. And I just like to take whatever's left on the sponge. I don't like to add concealer around that area. And so I'm going back in with the foundation sponge. And I'm just cleaning up the areas of the concealer where you can see that line of demarcation. I like to do this to smoothen everything out so everything looks nice and blended. Alright, so now I'm going to set my skin and I'm going to go in with the Pat McGrath Labs setting powder. I like this setting powder because it's very, very lightweight and super natural. So I'm using the sponge that I used for the concealer. And I just like pressing this powder right underneath my eyes. Alright, so next I'm going to apply bronzer, and I'm going to use this Ace Beauté Bronzed in Paradise palette. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this shade right here. And so because we didn't place contour, I'm gonna place quite a bit of bronzer. Sometimes I like to place contour, sometimes I don't. And you don't have to go in with both contour and bronzer. I got a question about this in one of my videos, whether you have to apply contour then go in with bronzer. You actually don't have to. You can just go in with bronzer or just contour on its own. Sometimes I like applying both. Sometimes I just feel like my skin only needs bronzer. Right now I can see the natural contour of my skin, so I feel like I can just go in with bronzer and it will look like I placed both contour and bronzer. And so I like to also dust this around my forehead area close to my hairline, and this is going to give my forehead a natural contoured look. And then I'm going to go ahead and contour my nose. I'm going to use some of that bronzer and using this BK Beauty 205 brush. And what I like to do is I like to start where I place that bronzer for the eyeshadow and just kind of drag that downwards. So I'm going to use the Blushed in Paradise palette, same brand, Ace Beauté, and I'm going to use this shade right here. So I just like placing the blush on the apples of my cheeks. And then whatever's left, I like to just kind of brush it upwards so it's nice and blended. And then lastly for the face, I'm going to use this highlighter by Cover FX. This is the Monochromatic Bronzer Duo. So I like using this highlighter right here. And so with highlighter, I usually build it and I just place it like right here and spread it around. I feel like when you build highlighter, it comes out much more natural than when you place like a lot all at once. And I'm gonna place this also on the bridge of my nose, right where my button nose is. And then for my lips, I'm gonna start off by lining my lips with B. Simone Beauty lip liner in the shade Time Will Tell. And then for lipstick, I'm gonna use this Bobbi Brown lipstick. This is in the shade Natural Pink. And then on top of this, I'm gonna go in with the Urban Decay lip gloss in the shade Name Drop. Alright, so for the under eyes, I'm gonna smudge this shade right here called Nudes, which is what I use on my eyelid. And I'm using the M508 brush by Morphe. And I like to do this for my under eye because it helps open up my eyes a little bit more. Then using that same mascara, I'm gonna smudge that on my under eye. Okay, so here we have it with the final look of this natural soft glam cut crease makeup look. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. This to me is the definition of a soft glam, something neutral, something nude. I do like a matte eyeshadow with some lip gloss on. Recently I've been really into matte eyeshadow shades and I don't know, I think they're just very soft and very natural. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave me a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment down below what your definition of a soft glam is. Like, what would you go for if somebody told you, boom, do a soft glam makeup look? Also, don't forget to check out the description box down below for Ana Luisa and all these jewelry pieces that I share with you guys in this video. But other than that, I will see you guys in my next video.
KLJ, welcome to a channel where it's poppin'.